All right, here it is. I am not originally from, where is this back over there? Mississippi. Not originally from Mississippi, originally from Texas, but I came here all the way back in 2008. So I've been here for 14 years. Wow, 14 years. Anyway, I've been here for a while, and I've learned some things that I didn't know when I first got here to the state. And there's some things really about living here that you really just don't understand unless you live here, unless you have lived here. So if you want to know some of those things, you want to get an idea what it's like really living here, what are some things that really only Mississippians understand about living in Mississippi? That's what we're talking about today. Stick around. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another video here on the Living in Jackson, Mississippi YouTube channel, where we give you information about the area, about the neighborhoods, the cities, all that around here at the Jackson Metro, as well as a little bit expanding into the rest of the state like we are here in this video. Some of this, applies locally, but some of it does apply to the whole state. So if you want to see information like that, you want to see more of it, make sure you do subscribe and click that bell. That way you'll get notified when these videos come out. And of course, if you're somebody thinking about moving to, I'm gonna say really anywhere in the state of Mississippi, but especially here in the Jackson Metro, make sure you go ahead and reach out to us. Give us a call, text, email, whatever it takes. Even if you gotta break out your megaphone. That's right, y'all. It really don't matter what you gotta do. Get in touch with us because we've got your back moving here to Mississippi. Now, in this video, like I said, we are talking about some things that maybe you don't understand about Mississippi unless you live here, unless you are a Mississippian. So I've got a list of 10 things. I'm going to start out with the first one here, and I think this one's really important. If you come into Mississippi and kind of running it down, talking it down on Mississippi, like a lot of people outside the state kind of like to do, and that's, we kind of have, I don't know if it's like a love-hate relationship with Mississippi here. Maybe almost like a little brother type of relationship. You know how maybe like the big brother picks on the little brother, but nobody else can pick on the little brother. It's kind of like that a little bit. Like we kind of pick on Mississippi a little bit here. We got some things, maybe we don't really like about it. We like to, have our own comments on it. But don't you come in here from somewhere else running down Mississippi. We ain't about that. We don't let you run down Mississippi. We'll do that ourselves. But it's because we really do love Mississippi. We know where we're coming from. We know we love the state. We know all the great things it has to offer, in addition to its flaws. Everywhere has flaws. You go call out the flaws wherever you live. Don't come here doing that. Keep that in mind as we roll on here into the second thing on my list. This one, maybe, if you are here, and this is a question we get about the wildlife. What's the wildlife like here? I'm going to tell you, they're everywhere. Okay, it's a rural state. Even though if you're here in the Jackson Metro, Madison, Rankin counties, Hinds counties, even if you're up in North Mississippi, up close to the Memphis area on the northeast border, even down the coast, wherever you live, or anywhere out in the rural parts of the state, you're going to see wildlife. You're going to see lots of deer, especially when it starts getting cold. You got deer all up and down. Like if you're driving up, I told you I went to Mississippi State. Going up to Starkville from Jackson, be watching. If you're driving at night, especially football season, be on the lookout. Deer out there. But we have other things too. Yes, we do have gators. It's not like Florida. They're not everywhere. They're not in swimming pools most of the time. But you will see them around, ponds, lakes, rivers, any body of water. Really, you could probably have a gator in there. So they are out there, and we have some other stuff: raccoons, armadillos, snakes, even some venomous snakes are here. Water moccasins and things like that. But a lot of the snakes you see are just going to be like a little garter snake, or something that's not going to be a concern. It's not going to be venomous. Not that you can usually make those distinctions when a snake is coming at you, especially one surprises you. I had one time, I was out at a house and I felt something hit my leg, like right beside my shoe there. Luckily, I was wearing jeans. I'll say luckily. Pretty sure it was just a little garter snake, but it had popped up right there from behind a pot on somebody's porch. I looked down, I'm about to fell in the yard, and they came out the front door, and of course the snake slithered away. And nobody saw it, and it just looked like I'm crazy out there falling down in somebody's yard. But true story, it did happen. Number 3 on the list, with the wildlife, we got some other kind of animal life here too, and some of that's cultivated. We raise it here, and one of the big things is Mississippi farm-raised catfish. You're going to see that all over the place. Matter of fact, any restaurant that serves catfish, it better say Mississippi farm raised catfish, or we ain't eating it. I mean, that's just the truth. We, they try to bring in this stuff from other parts of the country, other parts of the world. We ain't having it here. We got the catfish here. We got the catfish you want, that Mississippi farm raised catfish. So make sure you're on the lookout for that when you're here. Don't let no restaurant try to get over on you, because there's some of them out there that will do it. They're a little tricky. Don't let them play that game with you. We ain't about that here. Get that Mississippi farm raised catfish. And look, we got the farm raised catfish because, this is kind of a native area for catfish. Catfish are a big deal here. They've always been here. So you're thinking, what kind of water is here? You got water somewhere for these catfish to live in. We do. But I want you to know, if you're coming from like the west, where you got nice rocky, clear mountain streams, you got spring-fed, clear rivers. It's really not like that. You might be a little surprised. Now you've probably heard the muddy water, Mississippi. You probably equate that to the Mississippi River. That's what I've noticed a lot of people do. All the water's muddy, not just the Mississippi River. The reservoir is muddy. The Pearl River's muddy. Yes, the Mississippi River's muddy. It's all muddy. Okay, so we got muddy water. That's where those catfish live. That's where those alligators live too, by the way. So it's kind of hard to spot them out there. But I will tell you this, you really don't see them too much around. They do have some swimming areas at the reservoir. People go out on boats, jump off in the water. You can even rent a boat. It's got a slide that come out of the water up there on the reservoir. I've never heard of an alligator attacking anybody there, and I looked it up recently. There's been no known alligator-related fatalities in the state of Mississippi. So while they are there, it's not as dangerous as it may sound. But they are there. But yeah, you can get out there. You can enjoy that. Just know it's not going to be like the clear, clean water. And to be honest with you, a lot of us locals, we really don't get out there and swim in it a whole lot. Not really because of the gators, just because it's not the cleanest looking water to get out and swim in. And if you're thinking, well, where can I go swim in some water? The beach. You can go to the beach. But the beach is in Alabama and Florida. You want to go to Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, go over to Destin in Florida. You probably aren't going to be swimming. We don't, at least locals here, we don't really go swim down. Not hating on you down there, Biloxi, Gulfport. I love you. But y'all know. We really don't. Okay, it is what it is. And you can go down there. You can have some fun in Gulfport and Biloxi. Not gonna say you can't, but you definitely can. Swimming in the water down there, maybe. Okay, probably not. Let's move on though. And we got water. Like I said, we got some brown water on the ground. We got some beaches. Okay, we got some more water. Okay. We got a ton more water, all right? Let me tell you where it is. It's in the air, all right? It's all around you. We're talking about 80%, 90% humidity. Mississippi is consistently one of the top 5 most humid states every year. It's even been number 1 sometimes recently. You can definitely feel it when you walk out there. And yeah, it's hot, right? It gets hot here in the summer. We are in the South. And if you have not heard this before, yes, it is the humidity, but I'm going to tell you, if you think you're coming from, I don't know, somewhere in Texas, okay? I actually went out in Texas recently, was in Austin, and people complain there that it's humid, and I felt like I could walk around and breathe, and it was just dry, and people were complaining about the humidity, okay? It's a totally different level here than it is out there. So if you're out there, or if you're used to really arid, dry climates, y'all really want to be careful, okay? You're going to have to acclimate to this a little bit. Now, we'll say you do get kind of used to it after a while. You get a little bit more okay with it. However, AC is a must. You got to have that AC, the air conditioning. I don't know how people lived here 100 years ago, 50, 60. When did AC was invented in this year? All right, right here. How did you live in Mississippi before that? I don't know how you did that, but you did. But AC is definitely a must. Another thing that is a must here, number 6 on my list, SEC football, y'all. SEC football, SEC baseball. It's everything here. We don't really have pro teams. Got some minor league stuff going on, but you know that Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Of course, football is a big deal, but baseball is getting to be an even bigger. It's always been a big deal, but of course, last year Mississippi State national baseball champions, and then this year Ole Miss national baseball champions. Back-to-back state champion or national champions in college baseball here. So it's a big now. Now we got other stuff too. I don't really exclude, I really should say college football and baseball, because you do have Southern Miss down there. You got some cool stuff going on with some of the smaller schools too. I mean, Jackson State here, really bringing it up big for HBCUs, which is really cool. I'd like to see that's some cool stuff. You should definitely go check that out. That's a little side note by there. Deion Sanders, the coach. If you didn't know, Coach Prime over there doing some big stuff at Jackson State, and I'm loving it. And most of us here are loving it too. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Even though I'm a Mississippi State fan, I love seeing that going on. But you got all that going on, and that's going to lead me to the next thing here, number 7. We've got a really unique history and culture here. Now, this is a big one. This was an important one here. So I want you to put your comments. If you want to leave a comment, leave your comment down here. What you think, what you know about this. Is this maybe going to surprise you a little bit to kind of hear how I'm going to explain this? Put your comment down there and let me know what you think. But here we have a culture that I would say is so vibrant and so unique. First off, you know, your music, most kinds of music that we have now, popular music, originated in some way or another here in Mississippi. Think about rock music, Elvis, birthplace up in Tupelo, Mississippi, the blues, the Delta, and then everything that grew out of those musical styles, all that originating here in Mississippi. You even got the Grammy Museum over in the Delta too, to kind of tie into that. It's just pretty amazing when you really get into there. Lots of singers and musicians that you probably know pretty well. You may not know that they're actually from Mississippi. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to learn about that. Also, you know, just on some kind of like the forefront things, you know, people look at Mississippi as being a little bit backwards, a little bit behind the times, a little slow. It's not always the case. You know, we actually had the first lung transplant was done right here in Jackson at UMMC back in 1963. And we've got some pretty advanced medical centers here, right in this, you know, Jackson being the medical hub of the state. You've got the University Medical Center there. So you've got some, you know, some high-end things there when it comes to medical facilities, which is good for a lot of people. You know, if that's a concern, you want to be close to things. You've got that there. And then two, the biggest thing probably as far as history goes in Mississippi is going to be, of course, our history with civil rights, everything that led up to that, everything since that began and up until now. You know, I want to say that, you know, a lot has changed in Mississippi, and that's kind of lead to my next deal here. But I want to mention before we move on to the next point that the big deal here, I think that people sometimes don't understand coming from other places is are the sensitivities around this. And my big example for this that I've used in the past is, you know, at Mississippi State, we had Coach Leach come in, and you know, he's kind of he tries to be a fun, playful type of guy. He's a little different. We love him, but he's you know, he came in, he tweeted some kind of meme, and it made a reference to a noose, and you know, him coming from another part of the country. Now, it wasn't a racial thing. It didn't. You know, it was not really what was depicted. But you're in Mississippi now, and that has a different little connotation here. And you know, you need to be aware of things like that. You need to be aware of how that might impact someone, how that might make someone feel. Seeing some things that maybe you have no intention of that, but be aware of that. So there's those sensitivities. I would highly recommend that you go check out the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum. There's the History Museum and the Civil Rights Museum right next to each other in Jackson. If you're here for a weekend, if you're here for a week, go check those out. You want to see that. It will really help you kind of understand where we were. But that's, again, coming back to my next point here, is we're not there anymore. Okay, today's Mississippi is so different than what you have seen portrayed, what you still see portrayed in the media. It's not like it was 50, 60 years ago. And you see these movie portrayals. You know the movies. You know what's out there. You know what you see on the media. It's not like that, okay? It's absolutely not like that. It's totally different. It is a modern place, especially here in the cities. Now, I've never lived way out in the rural parts of the state. I don't know what's going on everywhere, but I'm just saying what I know here, the people are, you know, accepting, helpful, loving people here in Mississippi, really exemplifying my next point here, number 9. We are the hospitality state. And we live up to that. We are hospitable. We will take you in. We will help you. We will do everything we can for you. And we really do take that extreme. We are really friendly. I've had people comment on the past that they were just really surprised how friendly we are. More than one person. I know there's one person who thinks I call him out all the time on these videos and talk about the things he said. But not just you. I have had several people tell us just how amazed they were with how friendly the people here are in Mississippi. And all of that comes together to one of the big reasons why I think a lot of people are really gravitating to this state. We're laid back. You know, number 10 here on my list. This is the last one. If you made it this far, hit the like button. Look, we're laid back. Okay, we're laid back. We like to relax. We don't like to take life too seriously. We don't want to move too fast. Okay, it is what it is. If you like that kind of fast-paced, go kind of lifestyle, you're gonna find a little bit of friction with that here in Mississippi, because we just like to kind of sit back, take our time, enjoy life while we're here. That's what it's all here for, y'all. That's why we're here in Mississippi. That's why maybe you're looking at the state. So, y'all, I hope you did like this video. If you want to see more of them, you got to get down there, hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and you know, make sure you do, if you are that person who's thinking about moving to anywhere in Mississippi, especially here in the Jackson area, do reach out to us, call us, text us, email us. Like I said, you know, did you know that you could even break out that megaphone? If you're loud enough, maybe, just maybe, I will hear you, y'all. Really, it's just whatever you got to do. Get in touch with us, because we're going to take care of you on your move right here to the Jackson area. Now, y'all, if y'all like this video, let me tell you, you're probably gonna love this one right here. We're gonna talk about some things that you really may not know about Mississippi, so check it out.